The harvest season is always accompanied by stress because for us it's very important to choose the perfect date of maturity of the grape. So we taste berry every day to check the good maturity. We are harvesting our Juliénas Mont Bessay, where we farm 8 hectares of the 40 hectares in total of this crop. Our plot starts to 360 meters in altitude to 480 meters. So it's very interesting because we keep freshness, especially hot years like 2025. The terroir in Mont Bessay is very complex. We have granitic stone in the eastern part. Then, when we go top of the hill, we find sandstone and granitic schist. Then, in the west part, we have bluestone, which is a magmatic stone different than granite. We manage our vineyard plot by plot. So we make wine and we age these different terroirs separately. And just before the bottling, we decide to blend the best barrel together in order to have the best possible wine.
So we started the project by buying vines, since we literally fell in love with Mont Bessay, which is an exceptional terroir, and we had no winery. So what we did for the first vintage, which are 21 and 22, we borrowed a small cellar in Juliénas until we were able to build that winery, that cuvage, as we say in Beaujolais, here in Juliénas on top of the Mont Bessay. Obviously, we didn't want to bring the grapes, the Gamay grapes from Juliénas to Givry. We could have done that, but we wanted to make our wine locally with native yeast. And if you bring grapes from Gamay into Burgundy, you will start fermenting your grapes with natural Burgundian yeast, which are not ideal for Gamay grapes. So it was very important for us to have a local winery to make wine in the local environment. We decided to build our Mont Bessay winery on top of the hill of Mont Bessay. Why? It's because it's covered by granite, and there we could not plant vines. So this was a perfect spot to excavate and dig the appropriate space to fit our winery in. The winery is made of this fermenting cellar with concrete, which is the perfect material to ferment Gamay grapes. Next to it, we have the aging cellar, where we keep our wine in barrel for a couple of winters. And then, on the other side, we have the tasting room, which is facing that beautiful view and also acting as a shield for high temperature and excessive sun in the summer. And by the way, this view is absolutely stunning, and it's a perfect place to taste our wines while looking at the landscape. North, this is Mâcon, Saint-Véran, and the Solutary Rocks. East, it's the Saône River and the Mont Blanc, which we see very often. And south, the beautiful village of Juliénas and the Mount of Beaujolais. And I really think that this is a kind of spot where a vigneron, vine grower, a winemaker can only be very much inspired by the location. Harvest 2025. Wonderful time. We have the pleasure to welcome Paul-Clément Tesson, agronomist and enologist, who join us as technical director of Domaine Mont Bessay. Welcome, Paul-Clément.
So during the harvest in Mont Bessay, we decided to pick all grapes by hand, and we transported quickly in the cellar with perforated crates. Quickly because we want to keep the integrity of the grapes and the temperature the coolest possible. After that, the sorting is really strict. We have 2 sorting. The first one is about grapes with diseases. The second one, it's about maturity. When we have grapes with a lack maturity, we decide to put aside and disteam and put in another tank. It's another vinification. This cuvée is for Les Amourettes. Les Amourettes is the second wine of Mont Bessay, and it allows to us to keep the high quality of the main cuvée. During the vinification, we put all the grapes in concrete tank during 3 weeks for the extraction and the fermentation. We have no additive. The native yeast, so the yeast of the berries, do the fermentation. When they need oxygen, we decide to pump over. In the morning and at the evening, we test all the cuvées and we decide which type of extraction we do. So, which type of punch down. When the extraction is finished, we drain the tank and fill the barrels or big oak tank. For the white wine, it's the same, sorting really strict, and we decide to gently press these grapes. For the white wine, the sorting is really strict too. We gently press the grapes, put the juice in an inox tank during wine night. After one night, we fill the juice in barrels.
So all the wines from the vintage 2025 are now in barrels. They will stay there for at least 2 winters. And now it's time to prepare the bottling of the 2024 vintage. And very importantly, to prepare the final cuvée of Julienas Mont Bessay 2024. Will give time to the blend to prepare itself, which will allow us to bottle without any fining or filtration. All the different plots of the Mont Bessay hill have been vinified separately and aged separately in barrels. And now it's the time to find out what is the best possible blend of these different plots and different barrels to make the Juliénas Mont Bessay, which is the iconic cuvée of the domain. All the barrels which are not meeting the expectations will be classified in a second wine, which we call Les Amourettes, which is going to be much more on the fruit side. This is autumn. Soon it will be winter. This is the right time to think about the year, the vintage, the vinification. The wine is aging in barrel, and we are already thinking about the next vintage. Living with the seasons is the life of the vigneron. As a matter of fact, we like each of these seasons, despite the fact that each of them is bringing a lot of problems, but also opportunities. Living with nature and living with the seasons is the life of the vigneron.